seeing this demo video, this gameplay video from E3 of last year reminded me of why I canceled my Xbox One pre-order for some reason.
Oh, tell me.
So I had actually, initially when the Xbox One was announced, I thought, hey, cool, I want to upgrade my console, and I put in a pre-order for it. $600 damn for one. That's ridiculous. But, I mean, I guess you got one. But then the E3 show came about, and everything about Microsoft's presentation just made me want to puke my pants. So I kind of, there was something about their presentation for everything they offered. Basically, it wasn't like if this is the only video you'd seen, and I'm sorry my thoughts are discombobulated on this. I'm trying to describe the raw feeling I got. If you watch only one presentation from E3 last year from Microsoft's show, it kind of seems like, hey, okay, this is all right. This game looks really cool. But everything about it was, look how, I mean, if you look at how the guys are dressed, they're leather jacket and jeans, t-shirt and jeans, but they just, when you hear them speak, you can feel the crushing weight of Microsoft over them, saying, you are not just pitching your game right now, you are pitching our console. And they had everyone use the key phrase, like they talk about open world. Everything they advertised is, oh, vast open world and all of these elements. And something about it just really, it got under my skin to the point that I decided maybe I don't need to upgrade my console hardware just yet.
I agree. Like, it had a very, like, welcome to the future. And then, like could have had fireworks pop out at the same time. But, yeah, like, we'll link this video below too, since we're talking specific about the video. But yeah, like the one dude's wearing a cool leather jacket.
Yeah, and you know that guy, that's not his wardrobe. His wardrobe is, he's shirt and tie kind of dude. Like that's how I see him. Is he's doesn't go to work without a tie on, but when he's coming to E3 to talk to the kids, he's gonna throw on his bitchin' leather jacket.
Yeah. Does that detract? Did that video detract you from The Witcher? Do you like?
God, no, the game looks awesome.
Okay. Yeah. As far as size, it is 20% bigger than Skyrim and 20 times bigger than any Witcher. So they've definitely changed the game a lot. Like the original Witchers weren't really, they had specific chapters actually.
Yeah, I've only played The Witcher 2, and you were allowed to explore an open-ish world within each chapter.
Right.
But you never felt compelled to do so. There was no exploration incentive, or at least it didn't feel that way to me.
Yeah, this had, like, for example, this has like a Monster Hunter aspect to it where you're hunting down a monster, and like, I don't remember that being in any of the...
Yeah, that was another, where they, the guy is talking about it. Witchers are trained to hunt monsters. Well, I think you could kill monsters in it, but it seemed more like a crafting thing.
Yeah, well, they have a new thing called Witcher Vision.
Yeah, I saw that, detective mode.
Yeah, and well, this game, like, okay, so we can both agree that Batman and Assassin's Creed have similarities, right?
Absolutely,
okay.
Yes.
And I feel like this game has adopted some of those things. Like the battle system seems very, I mean, you could like the mechanic, the flow of the battle was very similar to the little bit of Batman I've played and the Assassin's Creed, where like you rhythm in and you rhythm out, and you like, you can set them off with like the guys using like fire to like blind them and stuff like that. Like you go in and out of battle. It's not like constantly just button mashing. You have to like disengage from battle to survive type thing.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember it being that way. One vivid memory, I've only played The Witcher 2.
No, I'm not talking about The Witcher. I'm talking about Assassin's Creed and Batman. Where you don't just go in, mash buttons, and everyone's dead. Like there's like, you have to... Sometimes.
Well, you rhythmically tap the buttons. So you can't come in and just pound your X button and win. You got to finesse it. You got to tap it rhythmically to win. But yeah, I suppose you're right.
Yeah. They have something that is similar to promises made in Fable. He has beard growth as a thing. Like but like apparently there's going to be free DLC where you can buy like certain hairdos and beard stuff, and those won't grow. But if you just let him play naturally, his beard will grow based like wintertime and stuff like that.
That seems pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason they couldn't deliver on that nowadays. The technology's there.
And then they have day and night cycles. So like, it's not like if you go out during the day, it's going to stay day. Like a hunt might take you into the nighttime.
I think, wasn't that the case in The Witcher 2?
I believe it was. I played the first Witcher, like 5 times.
Did you really play through it 5 times?
And then because I played it so The Witcher was super bugged and considered a failure. And then the company basically for free came up with a patch that you could put in. And I don't think you could get it from the distributor. You had to go to the company's website and you could patch it and fix it. And then that became...
Really? I've never heard of that being the case.
Yeah.
I guess that was older. That was before you were expected to be online though, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that they would push an update
Right.
through your console?
Oh, the first Witcher was just PC from, if I can recall correctly.
Yeah, I remember that about The Witcher 2. It had a very, very PC game feel. It kind of felt like it didn't belong on a console.
Right. And this one gives it a console feel. Like they basically put Skyrim and Assassin's Creed together, I guess, Skyrim, Assassin's Creed, and Monster Hunter. It looks like the combo that they're going for. But no, the first Witcher was actually almost unplayable on anything but a really good computer because of the coding. We've talked about that before. And then they fixed it themselves because they said, no, this is a good game. Please don't.
Yeah. Don't blow us off. We really like our game.
And then when they come up with it wasn't like you could buy the definitive edition. You had to go to their website and download it, if I recall.
Really?
And it was like a foreign foreign country's website and stuff like that. But it fixed a lot of the bugs and it was playable. And then I played, and then by the time I got to Steam, I think it was way more fine tuned. But because of our previous employment, and it was the only game I could play without being online on Steam. I played it a lot. And then the second one, I didn't enjoy as much as the first one, actually. Not that it wasn't better, I just didn't enjoy as much. And this one looks like awesome. Like I want to play this on console. It looks like it's made for a controller for me.
Yeah, this one looks almost like now being over the just disgusted feeling of the overall Microsoft press conference 3.3. Like looking at it a year later, I'd like to see how they've tweaked it in the last year because they haven't released it yet, right? When is it due for release?
It's due in May, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's coming along quickly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Because I'd like to see what they've changed about it. And also, I'd like to see the game. It looks badass.
May 19th.
Oh, okay.
I'm wondering how large this world actually is, though. Do you think it's like The Crew, where a mountain might just be a steep hill?
I think when they make claims of bigness now, they mean big. The last big open world I played was, Just Cause 2, and it was 400 square kilometers. It was 20 kilometers by 20 kilometers.
You could basically go anywhere.
And it was absurdly huge.
Yeah, this is going to be like if you see it on the map, you can go there type thing.
Yeah. And I'm a pretty completionist player when it comes to big open world things, and I left probably well over a third of the world completely unexplored in Just Cause 2.
They have combat on, what's it called? The fourth one just came out a while back.
Far Cry.
Far Cry also, like those sandbox games, if you make it so like there's a mountain you can't climb in the middle of the map, people are not going to be happy about that. So pretty much if you can see it, you can go there type thing. They've also added horseback battle. Like I've never played a game where you can fight on horseback that I enjoyed.
Okay, and that you enjoyed. Because Darksiders let you do it. It's just
Zelda.
Oh yeah, shooting.
No?
Man.
Like I never, like hopefully this fixes it. And there's like, you can swim in this, which for me, like underwater scenes in a video game, like I love them. I don't know. I do.
Water levels have sucked since Mario did them right. Sonic did not.
Ninja Turtles for NES.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
That's true. That was pretty rough.
I think angry Nintendo nerd, well now he's angry video game nerd. I believe he said this is bullfuck about the water levels on Ninja Turtles.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. I don't know. Like if like the 3D water thing, like even in World of Warcraft when you could swim underwater, I thought that was awesome. Like I've always enjoyed that. So
yeah,
adding that, like just exploration, or even in Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, when you could like when you like saw a shark for the first time, you're like, ooh, and like
it's we're at a point where it can be done to good effect. And with this one, it looks like it'll be. It looks like they went all out for this game. It looks very good.
Actually, I want to make a correction. I want to buy this on PC, but use a controller. That's probably what's going to happen.
So you're gonna noob stick it, even though. So this is an interesting thing to me because you refer to PC game players as the master race frequently because there's nothing Nazi-ish at all about that. And
That's how they feel. That's not my feeling towards it.
Isn't part of the master race appeal to PC gaming having the superior controls of keyboard and mouse?
The easier controls, yeah.
So better.
Easier.
I say this and I don't have a gaming PC, but like, why noobify it? Why bust out the noob stick?
Because I like controllers. Like shooters are boring with a keyboard and mouse. It's just the way it is. Like you're just pointing. It's just like you're playing Microsoft Windows.
So you never got good at it.
No,
I understand that. That's
decent
okay.
at online shooters with a PC. I'm like I'm like average, above average, and I probably have more troubles with controller than I do on like shooters with a like mouse and keyboard. I am better at than with controller, but I like controller more because it's just funner. I don't know how to explain it. Like I feel like more skill is involved to be good at it.
Because when you work, when your work involves use of a keyboard and mouse,
Yeah.
you just want to leave that at work.
Yeah, I mean that's what I feel like I'm doing when I play a shooter. It might just be me, but I feel like I'm just finding my folder.
Clicking on squirrely icons.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find my folder to like that's what I'm shooting. It's like, oh, I need to open this folder. Like that's what a keyboard and mouse feels like to me. And it's a totally different skill set. Like I guess you can be more efficient with it, but you're not better. Like it takes like less skill to get reasonably good at it than it does with a controller.
Well, I think that's the whole point. Like, do you want to play the game or do you want to play the controller? Because ideally, the controller wouldn't even be an aspect.
I guess since I've used a controller, like I like that being part of the challenge is to know how much you bump your left stick to slide into place for the shot, rather than just move your mouse there and call it good. Like you have to like adjust. You can't.
Well, what would be better, like a holodeck or a gamepad? As far as user interface.
Yeah, like for me, since I play games when I feel like being lazy, fucking gamepad.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
No, I take the holodeck anytime.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but you're still having
I don't want the controls to have any part of my gameplay. Like I want them to be invisible as much as possible, with the exception of, for example, X-Wing or X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, where the controls felt as though, or a flight simulator, felt as though you were controlling the craft you were in. Like, for example, one of those ships would have many buttons for you to push.
Yeah,
Which that makes me think, what about, did you buy the Steel Battalion controller? Did you buy a Steel Battalion?
I wanted
it's
to so
accompanying
bad.
$200 controller.
Yeah, I wanted to so bad, but
Are you familiar with that, Bill?
Yeah.
Okay. I had a roommate who actually,
no, I would
He
be
spent the
totally down
$250
for
or
it.
whatever.
I would be totally, but by the time I learned enough about it and was into mech games, it was not that it was. You have to get on the ground floor or be close to the ground floor for those type of games. You can't like.
Yeah. I don't think it had a very long life
No.
either.
no, the controller costs too damn much.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could play it without it. So, way to
Oh,
go.
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That
That was the Kinect killed me on the Xbox One. I'm sorry, I see this still from
Yeah.
that trailer.
Well, after E3,
you
still had to have the Kinect,
Yeah,
right? That was a huge detraction.
Yeah.
yeah. Like Xbox sold it as the Kinect must be attached for it to function. Yeah, because of software, not because actually that's how it works.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
no, I think they wanted to change the way we interacted with our home devices. I think they had this really big, great vision, and I think that they have now diverted that toward HoloLens to say, okay, how about we put the camera on your head so that we aren't really watching you, we're watching everything else in your house.
Yeah, I've learned. I mean, it's the whole. No matter what, from here until we die, whichever console is cheaper is going to be the better one. Like not actually
so.
better. No, not actually better, but people justify their purchases,
And that's why Wii U has sold so much.
Forget the Wii U. How about the Ouya?
Yeah, good, very good. Well, that's
No, between like it might switch around, but Sony and Microsoft, whichever one of those come out to be cheaper, is going to be the one people is going to say it's better anyways. It doesn't matter because the PlayStation 3 was better than the Xbox 360.
Sure.
It was, but the Xbox was cheaper, so it was better.
And I think that Microsoft post-release handled the Xbox 360 better than Sony did with the PS3. If you bought a launch day Xbox 360 and you turn it on today, you have an entirely different user experience than when you started. Whereas PS3, if you load up your PS3 right now, it looks like your PS3 the day you bought it. Like unless you, I mean, if you downloaded, if you paid for some skins or themes.
I kind of agree with what you're saying, but I feel like Xbox's every rendition they've had is all terrible.
Really, by the end with Xbox, I still have my Xbox 360 today, and I still use it daily. Even though I don't play games every day, I use my Xbox 360 to watch shows. And
any rendition of Xbox, I would have preferred the PlayStation 1 every time. Like if you said
that doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Explain.
Like every time Xbox changed its dashboard, every version of that was not as good as the PlayStation.
Oh, you're saying the user interface
for the PlayStation was always better.
Nah, I think right now, from what I've seen of the PS4 user interface, Xbox 360 has a better user interface than PS4.
No.
As for its front end, when you turn on the console, what the user gets to use, yeah, I think so.
I haven't seen 360 in a while, but I can tell you that Xbox One is almost unusable. Like is
that the case?
Not user friendly at all.
Although that one they built from the ground up to be gesture and voice controlled. So they
PS4, when you turn on, all your games are available on one line, and then you can go to applications, videos, and go down, and then pick which app you want to use. That's as good as streamlined as I've seen any dashboard ever.
Did Xbox One allow you to pin stuff? Because you can pin stuff on Xbox 360.
Yeah, you can pin.
So I have my the applications that I actually launch every day.
But the idea that you need to pin things is how convoluted the dashboard is.
So they're also available by going to the tab. There's the tab system where you have a page of results.
Also unnecessary with the PlayStation 4 version. Like you're talking about everything that's so convoluted that it's like, oh, but you have a tab. Like you don't need a tab.
You're right. And I'm not arguing for the superiority of any console over another. The argument I'm making is that Microsoft responded to user feedback and updated their overall experience based on that.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, like I liked the Xbox 360 more than the PlayStation 3 because of the
games
and controller.
Overall use as an entertainment system.
Yeah, games and controller were big things. Like the controller for the 360 just crushed the PlayStation 3 controller, like hands down. Not so much this generation. The Xbox One controller feels funky.
Yeah, it seems a little too small for man hands.
And then the PlayStation controller, while it's still not the design I prefer, I like the stick being up and the directional pad being lower.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Having a mouse pad, that's a big selling point.
Yeah. Well, it's not.
That's the connected PS4.
Like the thing with the mouse pad on the controller is it doesn't.
Or touchpad, I mean.
It doesn't take anything away. Like it can only be additive. It's not like super negative.
Have you found a use for it yet?
Yeah, I talked like the only. I mean, it has uses, but like not specifically good ones. It is good for any time you have a PC to PlayStation 4 port because they assume that you have a mouse. And like you need that, or you're going to be tabbing, like basically hitting the equivalent of tab until you get to what you want.
Yeah.
So there is a use there.
Although the tab thing actually works pretty well for web browsing on the PS4, right? Where you just push the arrow key until you hit the thing you want.
Right.
That's, in my opinion, that's the most effective way right now.
No, I agree.
You know, that's one other argument, though, I have in favor of Microsoft is the web browser they have available is the superior web browser on the market today, Microsoft Internet Explorer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So,
is that still true?
No,
I mean, yes, it has it.
I'm saying as far as the market share, is that even still true?
It was never the best. It's always been terrible.
I'm saying as far as the most used.
Google Chrome became the most
Chrome took over.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
That makes me feel better. Although Chrome, if you remember when they rushed Chrome out of beta. Chrome, when it just came out of beta, was unusable.
Google Chrome and Firefox looked
beta.
almost the same when they came out, right? Like when Google Chrome came out, it was Firefox more or less.
Essentially.
Yeah, it was Firefox and then it was broken.
Yeah.
The plugins weren't all available yet. It didn't have, there was some security layer was just not there. And Chrome was a mess. Now I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Well, second to Internet Explorer.
Yeah. I don't know. The Witcher 3, my biggest concern is if it's as big as Skyrim, does it take as long? Like, can you get as much gameplay out of it as Skyrim? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I understand your question.
mm-hmm.
I don't, because I've only played the second one, I don't think the pacing of that really would support.
Right. That's like they're going to have to
Skyrim
change
said, here's the world. There is a calamity approaching.
Mm-hmm.
But, we can get to it when we get to it.
Yeah.
You go out and explore.
Yeah, what Skyrim does so well is it gives you...
No, it completely destroys its own narrative by saying there is a
Yeah.
calamity approaching. This stuff is going to end. Now go pick flowers for a few weeks.
Yeah, go for it. What I think Skyrim does well is that they have multiple story arcs that are 10 hours or longer, where you can do, like, there's probably like 100 different story arcs that you could arguably say are 10 hours or longer. Like, if you wanted to actually complete them all the way through.
And I did.
Yeah, exactly.
And they weren't story arcs. They were fetch quests. Like, let's be honest
they
about.
are fetch quests. But
Yeah.
you get,
They're like, oh, you're now a more powerful wizard. We need 5 flowers.
yeah.
Hey, that's not. No.
I understand, but I still think that it's
Yeah.
excellent. Whereas
There's
this,
a traitor in our midst. We need honeydew melons.
the question with the Witcher is there only going to be one main storyline and everything else feels too side questy to be concerned about.
No, yeah. Other than that, that's my completionist thing, right? It's not achievements, it's side quests. I will not advance the story until I've cleared every side quest.
Looks like The Witcher's your jam then.
Yeah, I other than the fact it had a PC look, and for some reason when PC games come over to console, when that generation did, 2011 timeframe, for some reason they look generic when they get on a console.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has more to do with the audience they're catering to. Like, a PC game is meant to be bought by an audience that can afford a $2,000 machine, whereas console games are kind of built for parents to buy for their kids.
Well, I have a suspicion that this is a console game. Like the first two, it's just like Bethesda with
this
Elder
one's
Scrolls.
an Xbox exclusive, right? Or Xbox Windows exclusive?
PS4.
Oh, is it?
Xbox One. It's just being presented at Xbox in that video. PS4, Xbox One, and Windows. All right. But yeah, so I think
Man, we went off the rails.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be just like when Bethesda took Elder Scrolls from a PC game that they ported to a console game that plays better on PC. I think this is what this is going to be.
Which one of those would you...
Oblivion was
Oblivion?
Oblivion was, we're going to make money off the console version and we're going to make the PC version awesome. But like it's made for it's definitely like made for console.
Yeah, we can also admit that the console version was really great.
Yeah, no, it was excellent. I'm just talking like you can put like they're very okay with patches and stuff where you can like upgrade.
Oh yeah, people have done stupid reskinning levels for
So
which is
I think this is going to be this game was made, if we had to pick one, it was going to be made for console, but it's going to be better on PC.